There was a long line of buyers for these on Facebook Marketplace, and I can understand why. They are super cute, great shape, solid wood, dovetail drawers, cute bun feet. And I got a message saying, I'm sorry, there's a lot of interest. We'll keep you posted, until they found out I was Olive Street Designs. Want to learn furniture refinishing? I have step-by-step guides for every stage of the process, and Refinish and Profit covers the business side. They're available on my website. So a little while later, I got another message that said, oh my goodness, we just figured out that you are Olive Street Designs. We're huge fans. We follow your page. And you absolutely must have these nightstands because we'd love to see what you do with them. And they even delivered them. It was so fun. It's kind of crazy for me because I'm so not used to people either one recognizing me or locally following me. It's because it's just me. I'm just over here doing my thing with my furniture. So it was very fun. We had a great time, chatting, and they were like, we want our nightstands to be internet famous. So here they are, ready to make their internet debut with a whole new look. So I'm getting them all cleaned up. Of course, I got all the hardware off, and now I'm just giving them a good cleaning with a degreaser to get all the years of grime and polishes off. And of course, I need to start sanding. So now that they're all dry, I'm going to give everything a good scuff sanding. And these are in relatively good shape. Of course, they're worn. It's just the typical wear and tear of something that could potentially be, 60 or 70 years old. And I'm giving them a scuff sand everywhere, which will help to take care of a lot of the fine little scratches and things just from years of use. There are a number of things that I'm going to need to repair, however, and we'll get to those in a second. But for now, I have the pad on my Surf Prep, the interface pad, just so I can go over everything. It will get all the edges, all the round areas, and it just makes my life a little bit easier. As you can see, I have the pad here. It works great for flat areas too. But you can see it has a lot of curves on the corners, on the edges, lots of little curves. So to keep from having to switch sanders or the pad back and forth, I just start with the pad, and I'm going to do the whole thing that way. But don't worry, I will be sanding the top of this more than one time because you'll see I missed a little spot there, which drives me crazy because I'm like, I missed a spot on the video. Anyway, if you're ever interested in a Surf Prep sander, I do have a discount code. It's a great sander. If you ever want one, use the code. It'll help save you a little bit. Okay, once I get everything scuff sanded over the entire piece, it's time to label everything and take the drawers out. I do label each one A and B. So this is nightstand B, and then of course 1B, and then the drawers will be 2B and 3B, because the drawers do want to go back where they came from. They work much better that way. If you try to put a drawer in a different spot, it doesn't like it. But I need to give everything a good cleaning because it's time for some repairs. Do you see all these dents and dings? Most of those are intentional from the manufacturer. And I never quite understand why manufacturers want things to look like wormwood, because in my mind, I'm thinking that's not ideal, but it's all the time. I have to cover these up. And they go in groupings. So you'll see that there are some little dents and dings all over the place just from use, but then there's these large patches of intentional little bitty holes. And they look awful when they're painted, so I always fill them in. And I'm just going to be going crazy with this spot putty. It's one of my favorite products for these types of things because it works so well. It's super easy to do. And we now have a case of chicken pox that have broken out in my garage, but this will all be worth it. And now here's the second time over to catch all of the sanding. And it's kind of like, why'd you bother to sand in the first place? Well, I didn't necessarily know there was quite so much that I needed to fill in, but I feel like the Bondo and things grip better when I've already sanded it. But now you can see how much of those little areas all got filled in, as well as all the other dents and dings everywhere. And that will look so much better when it's painted. All right, time for one more cleaning because now I've got to get all that dust back off. And I'm using these microfiber towels. I use them to clean initially, but I'm also using them here because they are just so convenient. They come in this box, and I mean, I'm not an affiliate or anything. I just think they're super cool. I use them all the time. This box has been lasting me forever, but I rinse them out and use them again, even though they're disposable. Anyway, enough about the rags. Once I got everything cleaned up, I'm taping off the edges because these are the types of drawers that just sit right on the edge, and I want to pull that drawer out just a tiny bit to paint behind it. So I set up my spray tint and I'm going to go ahead and start with some primer. Those drawers are not sitting completely 100% against the body of the nightstand. It's out just a little bit and it's just enough to allow the spray to get behind it, but I put the tape on there to keep the overspray off the drawers. All right, nice layer of primer, and all of those touched up areas and the dents and dings are all just disappearing. So I love this primer. It really does provide a great foundation for the next coat. And I'm trying to spray the little bun feet. They're not very tall, so it's a little hard to get them all sprayed, but now you can see just nice even coats, and I'm overlapping each pass because I want it to be very consistent even coats. All right, let's get some paint ready. And I always do, especially this is a custom color, I always do a little touch-up paint for my client, and I'm going to strain my paint. I don't always strain my paint when they're brand new cans, but this one's been opened a couple times, so it might have little chunks of paint and it will clog my sprayer. So I get my paint in there, add a little water to it to dilute it just how I want it. I also saved the stir stick for my client just to use as a swatch in case they want to go match that with anything. And now I've got my paint all ready to go. But first, I need to sand. So I'm using these sponges. Everyone asks me what grit it is. I have no idea. This used to be, I think, like a 320, and I've been using the same sponge for years, literally years. And it's pretty smooth, but it does not take much to sand primer. It takes a little bit more to sand paint, but it doesn't take much to sand primer. It really sands so nicely. And I'm using this taupe color. It's one that I have mixed a couple of things in with. So it was weathered stone. It started as weathered stone from Farmhouse, and then I mixed another beige and another white, and I've come up with this color. But once it's dry, I'm going to go back in and sand again. This just helps even everything out. So that when you get the second coat on there, now you have a really flawless finish and just a beautiful smooth coat. So when you run your hand across it, it's just buttery smooth. It's what we all strive for, and the sanding, it really is the key. All right, once that got a chance to dry, I'm going to dial back this flow on my sprayer. And that's because I don't need as much product coming through for top coat. It's a very thin product, and if you put it on as the same flow as your paint, you will have too much top coat and probably get drips, and now you've got to go backwards a couple of steps. So I just dial it back, and I do overlap these passes, but these are thin and I do multiple coats. This is the second coat already. Time for some touch-ups, and you're like, what are you touching up? It's flawless. I'll show you. But this is the overspray that it saved from getting in my drawer. And now I didn't have to touch up those edges, which I do a lot. But I'm really loving using this method rather than having to do all the touch-ups by hand. So just a little bit of tape and we're all good to go. And now I'm going to lay these down because those little bun feet are not very tall. And as much as I was trying to get in there with the sprayer, you just can't. And although, yeah, you probably couldn't see this much when it's just sitting in your room, but it bothers me that underneath those feet are messy. And the first thing that most people do when they come to pick these up is they lay it down in the back of their vehicle, and I hate to see the underneath side of it looking all messy, and I don't want them to see that, and I just want it to be nice, clean, and tidy, so those should get touched up. And my supervisor said, I did a great job, because look at them now. They look beautiful. Okay, so now that we're done with all of that, it's time for the hardware. Now, the original spacing on those little poles were like 2.5 inches, super small and not very ideal for replacing. So I decided to use these adjustable poles, and I like these because they're very modern and you can use it with any hole spacing. So they come in different lengths. These are up to like 5 inches. So since I've got 2.5-inch original holes, these are going to be just fine. And the screws go in the pole, they go through the drawer, and on the back side goes a washer and a nut, and then it comes with a little tool so that you can then tighten it. Once you get it all tight, it goes in, and there you go. They're the coolest little things. And I had these cute little knobs for the top, but let's take a look back at where these started. I would say they're kind of ugly, but I loved the lines. These turned out so elegant. They're just soft and neutral, and taupe just works beautifully with almost any decor. The updated hardware just really gave them the right amount of modern contrast without overpowering. And honestly, these nightstands understood the assignment, and now they are internet famous.